Pastor Clarington is suing Wendla Walker in the amount of $290. Pastor Clarington claims Ms. Walker took money, goods, and services from his church, but believes it was all part of a scam. Ms. Walker admits that she did accept charity from the church, but she's since repaid the gift with physical and financial support to the church.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Christina Perez presiding. Please be seated. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you. Pastor Clarington, I understand that the defendant is a member of your church. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And it hurts me to be here in this court today because I do not like to accuse any of my flock of bad debts.
Okay. All right. Explain to me what happened.
Basically, Your Honor, I have been doing this ministry for the past 15 years, been in this as a teenager, and I went from a humble storefront ministry when I was starting out after I was ordained, after going to college, to a ministry that has over 300 members in it, and 100 of them are paid members, are active members, and because of these members, we have been able to raise our little storefront ministry from there to a very nice facility, 2.5 acres. We have not only a place to congregate for church, but also a daycare. And once we opened that facility, we started getting an influx of needy, and that is where we encountered Sister Walker and her two sons.
Okay.
And we offered, once she came into our flock, a bit of help because she seemed to be down on her luck. She was jobless. She was staying with someone that was not going to last, not permanent. She needed a better place to stay.
And did she confide in you? Did Ms. Walker confide in you and explain her situation?
Sister Walker confided in Sister Barbara at first, and then she arranged it where I met with Sister Barbara, and we discussed how we could help her.
Go ahead, Ms. Thomas, and stand. So what do you do for Pastor Clarington's church?
I'm the church secretary.
You're the church secretary?
Yes.
And when a member of the church has a problem or a new member, do they always approach you? Or?
No, this is an unusual situation. We have a soup kitchen on Wednesdays, and she was there. So I went over, I spoke with her. She was very sweet, opened up a conversation with her, and I found out that the need was great. It was great, and it was something that maybe Pastor would like to hear about. So
what was the need? Why was the need great?
She mentioned that she didn't have her husband any longer to support her, that she was new in town, she was staying somewhere that she couldn't stay, and that she didn't even have, the necessities of food. That's why she was there. And her car needed repairs. So all of that just sounded like, to me, a prescription for a really bad situation.
Okay. So, Ms. Walker, you were new to the area?
Correct.
Okay. And you were in a dire situation. Why don't you explain what was happening with you?
I was out of the job at the moment. I had just moved to this area. I was new, and I reached out to a church in the community.
So how did you hear of the plaintiff's church congregation?
Well, there were flyers posted around the entire city. I just picked one off, one of the flyers off, and I just proceeded to go to the soup kitchen. They were offering free meals. So I went. They offered me a meal for me and my children. I'm kind of surprised they're not billing me for that. I went there. I met Sister Barbara. She approached me very nicely, as a churchgoer should. I felt welcome, and I wanted to become a member of their church. She told me if I needed some kind of help, that if I became a member, that they would help me. So the following week, I think it was on a Tuesday, I initiated a meeting with the pastor and her as well. They went over some guidelines about, as you become a member, the things that they expected of you. And
what do they expect from you?
If they were to help me in any way, in my own time, in my own manner, to give back to the church.
Okay, and how long were you a member of the church?
I was only a member for about 9 months.
9 months, okay. And did things get better for you during those 9 months? You found a job, I understand, a place to live?
Yes, everything got better. Everything did.
And who helped you find a job, a place to live?
They offered the money for a security deposit. They had references of a housing authority that helped out with housing needs.
And how do you pick, Pastor Clarington, the people or the members of your congregation that need money?
Once a recommendation comes from one of the church board members, say Sister Barbara here, when she brought up Sister Walker, we have a discussion among the members. We have 10 board members, and we decide then and there who do we help and
So
who
how
do we
much
not.
money did you give her for the down payment of the apartment?
We gave her $150
Okay.
for the down payment of the apartment.
Coming up on Justice for All.
You give the charity, you don't expect anything in return, just them to be valuable members of the congregation.
Your Honor, we are a church, but we also are a business. We ask our members when we give this money. It is a bridge loan. It is money that we do expect not right away. We give them a chance to pay what they can
Do you
when
put
they
that
can.
in writing?
In writing, yes,
Do
we
you
do.
have anything to show
Yes,
me
we
today?
do, Your Honor.
Okay. So it's almost like you are facilitating loans to those in need until they get their life in order, get a job, get a stable, and they can start paying back as slowly as they can?
Yes,
or-
we are not loan sharks, Your Honor. That is not what we are about. We are about helping the members of our community. But in this particular case, there was a problem.
Okay, so what else happened then? Why are we suing for $290 then?
The $290 figure comes from $150 for the down payment for the house,
Yes.
and we also gave her $20 to pay a handyman that was also in our congregation to fix a flat tire for her.
Yes.
The other $120 comes from the amount that we determined, which was 10% of the amount that she would have owed if she actually paid for any of the child care services that are rendered by our church. We are not in the habit of letting everybody just do it, bring their children for free. We have to maintain a financial amount to keep that going. In her case, we asked her again, once again, pay what you can when you can, just like with the loan. 3 months.
So babysitting is $10 a day per child?
Yes.
Per child.
Yes, and we go by need. Sometimes we lessen the amount. Sometimes we keep it as is. Sometimes we allow them for free at the onset of their membership, as long as they truly are working to better themselves. Right. Now, when we discovered that she was going to another church, and she actually asked another pastor for money, for help, the same way she came to us, we determined that we might have been scammed.
Actually, Pastor had the opportunity of seeing her win $1,000 at another church's bingo.
You won $1,000?
I did.
What luck? Where?
It was just a different church that a friend of mine offered me to go with her to bingo night. So I went, and out of luck, I won $1,000.
So you realized when you signed the contract for the babysitting contract that you had to pay $10 a day?
I did understand that.
And did you ever pay any of the babysitting money back?
I did not. I did not get a chance to do that.
You won $1,000 at the bingo. Did it occur to you to pay back the $150 for the apartment and the $120 that you owed for the babysitting?
No, I did not
Why
cross
not?
my mind to pay it back.
Why
I've
not?
seen this as charity.
Based on the evidence, I feel that the defendant, it's my opinion that the defendant knew when she borrowed the $150 and when she enlisted the services, the babysitting services of the church, that she had to pay that back and has not done so. So based on that, I agree with you, Pastor Clarington, that she has to pay the $270. Now, the $20 mechanic, we'll just give that to her. Okay. It is what it is, okay? But they had to pay babysitters to take care of your children. They had to take money from the church account to give you even though it might not be a lot of money to some people, $150, it's a lot of money. especially for a church that supports itself, okay?
I understand.
So please reimburse the church $270, and I hope you guys could talk to each other and become better acquainted, better members. Any misunderstanding, start from scratch, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $270.